Another week, another BYD launch. These things come along like London buses, don't they? And London buses just happen to be made by BYD these days. Today, though, is not about the BYD bus, it's about the BYD Sealion 7. So this is the BYD Sealion 7. Now, disappointingly, there wasn't a 1 to 6. They've started at 7 for some reason, and it's part of the Ocean series, which also has the Seal, the Seal U DMI, the Dolphin, and there's going to be a baby dolphin at some stage. So the Sealion 7, Sealion one word apparently. It's an SUV, unsurprising. It's quite long, 4.8 meters long, targeting the obvious thing, the Tesla Model Y. That's the world's best-selling car, so it's a pretty good one to target. We'll go through the stats in a little while, but just have a look at some of the design features, because I think it's quite nice little design features. We'll start with these lights, with these little sort of U-shaped LED bits in here and a sort of underlined daylight running signature. So quite cute, but let's be honest, if I did that and covered up the badge, could be any one of a number of things. But I have said it is quite large, but I think it disguises the size quite well. You've got a little thing here that says BYD design. Who else is it going to be? And pop-out handles there, which is quite a nice premium touch. This is a premium car, apparently. Either 19 or 20-inch wheels. They're quite fancy, 20-inch on this one. And at the back, it slopes down, but the headroom is pretty good inside. And my pet hate at the back, just come and have a look at this. What do you notice? What's missing? Well, clearly spoilers aren't missing, because you've got a spoiler there and a little ducktail spoiler here, but no rear wiper. This is another one of those cars where the designers will say the aerodynamics will keep the windshield at the back clean. What absolute poppycock. If you're standing stationary in traffic, that ain't going to be clean. It's going to be covered in rain. You need a wiper. So come on, BYD, put a wiper on it. You can hide it under there. It would be absolutely fine. It's quite smart at the back here, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty generic, and there are lots of sensors, parking sensors, cameras. You've got sensors at the front. This is a technological tour de force. So let's have a look at some of the technology inside, shall we? Do you know what? It's quite nice in here. I know they said it's premium, but it does actually feel quite premium. Lots of soft touch materials, which I'm a sucker for a soft touch material. Some sort of Alcantara effect stuff. The seats are very comfortable. They're heated and ventilated and electric powered. Of course, you've got a 50-watt charger for your smartphone. And do you know what? There's a little thing there that cools it down. Because if you've ever put your smartphone on one of these chargers, quite often they overheat and suddenly you lose your navigation and everything. There's a little cooling thing there, which I quite like. But yeah, this is really quite posh in here. Good headroom. There's a Dynaudio stereo. I haven't actually listened to that to see how it sounds. But I just want to talk to you about this screen, because I really like this screen. Let's just have a look here. So I complain a lot about touch screens, but this is quite a good one. One of my favourite features, which you probably won't use other than just to show your friends, is using the voice control, which is pretty good in this car. Hey BYD.
Hi there.
Rotate screen.
Okay, rotating the screen.
I can't get enough of that. There's some other lovely little features on here that I like that are really quite clever. Yeah, I'm going to make sure you're quiet. BYD have thought about this, and the usability is quite good. 3 fingers are key. Good job it's not 2 fingers, otherwise I'd be very rude. But if you want to adjust the temperature, you just quite quickly, can you see that? You sort of move your fingers up and down, and it changes the temperature, which I think is quite clever. You want to change the fan speed? You get your 3 fingers and you move it up and down like that, which is really quite good. And you've also got this sort of dock at the bottom, which has got your important stuff like the rear demister, which you need because you haven't got the rear wiper. Not that I'm bitter about that. And heating and ventilation control. So in the front here, I quite like this. Visibility at the side is good. At the back, it looks like looking through a letterbox, frankly, but pretty much all cars are like that. Let's see how much space there is for the family back there, shall we? Big doors, open nice and wide, make it easy to get in, or put a child in a child seat. And yes, I know I'm not backseat material, but loads of legroom back here. This is quite impressive. And I love a full-length panoramic sunroof, which you don't get the benefit of if you're sitting in the front, but you do back here. These rear seats are heated as well, which if you haven't had heated rear seats in the back, you haven't lived. And the quality again back here is really impressive. The seats actually adjust to 3 different levels, apparently. So as a family thing, it stacks up pretty well. Maybe a bit too posh for the family. Certainly my family. Don't tell them. Let's have a quick look in the boot. Press a button to open the boot, and there you have a space with 520 litres of room, apparently, which is quite nice. If you can see, it's all a bit dark in here, but down there's a nice little well to put stuff in. Yeah, that's okay. Works for the family if there's not enough space in here. There's a frunk with 58 litres. That's it, 58 litres in the frunk. I think they should call it a front boot. One of my favourite features, I love this, is the fact that your phone is the key. So you just have to tap the door mirror and the car unlocks and away you go. The only problem is, trust me, when your phone is your key, you sometimes forget to take your house keys with you. So there is a strong safety story in the BYD Sealion 7 as well. One of the things that sticks in my mind from the presentations that we sat through, was the fact that there's a different front structure, because there's nothing really at the front. It's very deformable. And the thing that I remember is that in a frontal impact, the pedals only come back 5mm into the passenger compartment, and the industry average is apparently 50mm. I like facts like that. I hope you do too. But what's this car like to drive? Well, you can choose from a couple of flavours. Firstly, there's the 82 kilowatt-hour battery available in front or all-wheel drive, and that car will go 300 miles. This car has a 91 kilowatt-hour battery. 91 kilowatt-hours. That's over 500 brake horsepower this car's got. Means it'll do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. In fact, 0 to 62 to be precise. I'm so confident of that fact, I'm going to put a badge on the boot just to remind me. Why would you do that? On the boot it says 4.5S, just to remind you that this car will do 0 to 62 in 4.5 seconds. And BYD is very proud of that and the performance of this car. Now this one will go a maximum of 312 miles. It's got fast charging, up to 230 kilowatts, where you can find a suitable fast charger, which means it will get from 10 to 80% in 24 minutes, which is handy. The smaller battery only has 150 kilowatt fast charging, still reasonable enough. But that mileage, 312 miles, for a car with a 91 kilowatt hour battery, I don't think that's enough. And I'm interested to know what you think about that. Let us know. But BYD says it's more about the performance. You put the performance in, you can't quite have that range. They're confident that people want to do 0 to 62 in 4.5 seconds. I really think they couldn't care less. And if they had a little slider on this wonderful touchscreen here that said they could take the 0 to 62 time down to, say, 7.5 seconds and get the range up to 360 miles, I think most people would do that. But you know, BYD know best, and they talk about this car as very much a premium performance vehicle. And therein lies another issue, in that it doesn't really feel like a sporting SUV. It's an SUV, so you know people aren't going to be throwing it around the roundabouts here in Milton Keynes. And the ride is a strange mixture of a bit jittery, the sort of low-speed ride, but then occasionally it feels a little bit floaty. And if you do put it into a corner a bit quickly, then the car does lean a little bit. Now, for most people, most of the time, I think they're going to be very, very happy. It's quiet in here, and let's say most people, most of the time, the ride's going to be okay. But even just going over these sort of drain covers here, you can always feel it. There we go. There was one. I'd like it just to be a little bit softer and a little less body movement as well. But yeah, for most people, most of the time, it's going to be fine. They're going to enjoy that 4.5 seconds 0 to 62 time. It's written on the back, yes. They're going to enjoy that occasionally. You can do a little squirt every now and again, just to remind you that you're in quite a fun electric car. Yeah, I just wish it would go a little bit further. That said, this is a really nice cabin environment. I do like it very much. So the BYD Sealion 7, what I haven't mentioned yet is pricing. So there are three models. One is just over £46,000 for the smaller battery. It'll go about just over 300 miles. There's a middle one which has all-wheel drive with that same battery. I think that's around £52,000. And there's this one, the super fast one with the bigger battery, does 312 miles. That costs just under £59,000. Which is quite a lot of money. So, yeah, part of my verdict is this car is a bit too expensive and doesn't go far enough. But it's a really high quality thing. I love the tech. There's loads of space inside. And it's a bit different. And as far as electric cars are concerned, we do like different, don't we? Is it going to be a challenger for the Tesla Model Y? Well, let's wait and see. But for some people who don't want to buy a Tesla for reasons that we won't go into, the BYD does offer you an interesting alternative.